I hope all are good. Today let we start SST chapter number 16, manufacturing industries. Okay, so आज हम पढ़ेंगे SST में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग today we will learn about manufacturing industries, okay, in this chapter. So what are the learning outcomes are there? Stages of production industries, factors affecting the location of industries, distribution of major industries. Industrial development is the key to progress and development in the modern world. For any country to prosper, it has to be industrially developed. All the developing countries are now trying to move on the path of industrial development, as it would enable them to compete with developed and advanced countries. Stages of production in industries. Nearly all the products that we use today, जो भी आज हम प्रोडक्ट यूज करते हैं, चाहे वो कॉस्मेटिक है, चाहे वो फूड है, घर में जो भी चीजें हम यूज करते हैं, क्लोथ्स, फर्नीचर एंड व्हीकल्स आर द प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज फ्रॉम रॉ मटेरियल टू द फाइनल प्रोडक्ट. ठीक है, पहले रॉ मटेरियल होता है, फिर उसको फाइनल लुक दिया जाता है. Each one of them passes through different stages of production. The more a matter is changed in form, the greater is an increase in its utility and value. Let us take the example of book. Its life is part of a tree. So the tree is then cut down and transported to the pulp mill. There the wood of the tree is processed and converted into wood pulp. The wood pulp is mixed with the chemicals and finally changed into paper by machine. So the paper is sent to the press where these pages are printed after printing. So the pages are folded and bound in covers in a book binding section of the press. Finally, the finished product in the form of a book is ready for sale. तो क्या हो जाती है, वो बुक तैयार हो जाती है बेचने के लिए. And now it is on your hands. Okay, so industries enrich our quality of life. However, they also give rise to many harmful effects. Many industries pollute the air and water and thus endanger our health. Classification of industries. Industries are classified on different bases like raw materials, ownership and size. On the basis of source of raw materials. 1. Agro-based industries derive their raw materials from agriculture. For example, food industries, cotton and jute textile industries, vegetable oil industries are dependent on agriculture products. Okay. Number 2, pastoral based industries comprise of dairy products, woolen textile, meat and leather goods industries. Number 3, marine based industries comprise of fish processing industries. Number 4, forest based industries like paper industries and mineral based industries comprise of iron and steel industries, cement industries and chemical industries. ठीक है, तो ये सब क्या है, इंडस्ट्रीज है. On the basic of ownership. Number 2, public sector industries are owned and operated by government and its agencies. Private sector industries are owned and operated by individuals or group of individuals. Cooperative sector industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers or both. And joint sector industries are owned by the state and individuals or group of individuals. Multinational corporations are set up in collaboration with foreign investors. Number 3, on the basis of their size in terms of money invested. Cottage industries where investment is up to 20 lakh rupees. Okay, small scale industries where investment is up to 1 crore rupees. Medium scale or large scale industries which have more than 1 crore investment. Large scale industries also employ large number of workers. Okay, on the basis of the nature of end products, there are 2 types of industries: with basic industries and consumer industries. Industries whose finished products are used as raw material of other industries are called basic industries. Example, iron and steel industry, its products are used by other industries to produce different goods such as automobiles, machines and tools. So consumer industries are the ones whose goods are directly used by consumers industries. such as bicycle industries, paper industries, and sugar industry are some such examples of consumer industries. Factor affecting the location of industry. The location and establishment of an industry in a particular region depend on seven major factors, which number one, availability of raw material, electricity, transportation, worker, capital, marketing facilities, and government policies. Okay, so the decision of a government to establish a factory in a less developed region is a political consideration. In order to promote industrial development, the government provides certain basic infrastructure facilities such as industrial sheds, roads, and electricity, and other concessions like tax breaks to attract industries to set up industrial units in that particular region. Industrial system. The functioning of an industry depends on a system known as the industrial system. This system consists of inputs, processes, and outputs. Inputs include raw materials, sources of power, labor, cost of land, okay, machinery, transport, and other infrastructure. Processes include a variety of activities which convert raw materials into finished products with the application of suitable technology. Output is the final finished product and the income earned after its sale. For example, in a cotton textile mill, the inputs are raw cotton, the cost of setting up the factory, which is paid to laborers, and transportation costs. So the main processes involved in manufacturing are ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, and printing. So the output is the cloth or garment worn by us. Industrial regions. With the growth and development of an industry in a region, different kinds of infrastructure facilities and services, example banks and financial services also, budget so as to meet the requirement of the people working there in order to take the advantage of those facilities. So other industries are also attracted to the particular region. Sometimes industries also cluster together to take advantage of the products of an industry, so which may be used by them as raw materials. Such clusters are known as industrial regions or complexes. An industrial region has a definite landscape which is characterized by a collection of factories, chimneys, ejection, smoke, and ash heaps of raw material. So scrap and slag go down buildings, offices, laborers, okay, colonies, means of transport, etc. An industrial region has manufacturing as the dominant activity. Most of the population is engaged in related occupations such as transport, trade, etc. It is a predominantly an urban setup. So the four major industrial regions of the world are Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and Eastern Asia. Besides these are some more industrial complexes in Australia and Brazil. India has 8 industrial regions with Mumbai-Pune region extending from Thane to Pune and the adjoining district of Nasik and Solapur. Hooghly region extending from Banswara in the north of Birlanagar in the south. Bangalore, Tamil Nadu region extending from Bangalore to all parts of Tamil Nadu except Villupuram. Gujarat region lies between Ahmedabad and Vadodara in the south to Jamnagar in the west. Chota Nagpur region extending over Jharkhand, northern Odisha and western West Bengal. Visakhapatnam, Guntur region extending from Visakhapatnam district to Kurnool and Prakashan district in the south. Gurgaon, Delhi, Meerut region comprises of Gurgaon, Delhi, Shahadra, Faridabad, Meerut, Modinagar, Agra, Ghaziabad, Ambala and Mathura. Okay, so Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram region is spread over Thiruvananthapuram, Kollam, Alvai, Ernakulam and Alappuzha district. Distribution of major industries. Some of the important industries of the world include iron and steel industry, China, Japan, USA, Russia and Germany. Textile industry, India, Hong Kong, South Korea, Taiwan and other countries in the east. Automobile industry, Japan, USA, Germany, France and India. Shipbuilding, Japan, South Korea, USA and United Kingdom. Commercial vehicles, USA, Japan, Brazil and Canada. Electronic industry, Japan, China and other countries in East Asia. Distribution of major industries in the world reveals some interesting features. Most of the industries, particularly the basic industries, are concentrated on or near coal fields, such as Damodar coal industrial region in India, so the industrial region of the Ruhr coal fields in Germany, and the industrial region of the Appalachian coal fields in the USA. Industries are also located near seaports and rivers for obvious reasons of facilitating international transport and use of water for industries. Industrial regions of Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata in India are suitable examples. Iron and steel industry. Iron is the fourth most abundant element in the earth crust and constitutes about 80% of the earth's core. It is found in nature as iron, but which has several impurities. It is mixed with coal and limestone and smelted together in a blast furnace. The molten iron is released in a mold to make pig iron. After becoming solid, it becomes hard and strong, but remains very brittle. When all the impurities are removed, we got pure iron. Certain amount of carbon is mixed with pure iron to make steel. So steel can be converted to any shape, such as sheets, tubes and wires. So iron and steel industry is a basic industry because it provides the base for many other industries. So it is therefore considered as a measure of industrial development of a country. So largest ore reserves are found in Russia, Brazil, Australia and India. But in the production of steel, China followed by USA is the largest producer in the world. So Japan, India, Russia, Germany, South Korea, Brazil, Mexico, Canada and the United Kingdom are some other the important producers of steel. Okay, so history of iron and steel industry in India. In India, the first iron and steel plant was set up by the East India Company at Chennai, formerly Madras, in 1808. In 1830, Josiah Heath made an unsuccessful attempt at setting up a steel plant at Madras in 1871. So the Barakar Iron Works was established at Kulti in West Bengal in 1907. Jamshedji Tata set up a modern steel plant at Sakchi, now called Jamshedpur in Jharkhand. So in 1908, the Indian Iron and Steel Company set up a steel plant at Hirapur near Asansol in West Bengal. In 1937, another steel plant came up at Bonpur, West Bengal. The three units of Kulti, Hirapur and Bonpur were merged with Indian Iron and Steel Company in 1953. So in 1923, the Mysore Iron and Steel Works was set up at Bhadravati in Karnataka. After independence, the government took the initiative and set up several iron and steel plants under various 5-year plans. In India, iron and steel industry has developed taking advantage of local raw materials, cheap labor, transport and market. All the important steel producing centers with Bhilai, Durgapur, Bonpur, Jamshedpur, Rourkela and Bokaro are situated in a region spread over 4 states of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Bhadravati and Vijayanagar, Karnataka, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, Salem, Tamil Nadu are important steel centers. Comparative study of steel plants. Jamshedpur, an iron and steel center. The Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO, was set up in 1907 by J.N. Tata. Okay, so at Sakchi, now called Jamshedpur, at the confluence of the Subarnarekha and Korkai rivers in Jharkhand, this place was only 32 kilometers away from Kalimati station on the Bengal-Nagpur railway line. It was close to the iron ore, coal and manganese deposits also. Besides Kolkata, which was a large market, water supply was provided by the Korkai and Subarnarekha rivers. Generous financial backing was provided by Indians from all communities. He was also assured by the British government for purchase of steel. TISCO gets coal from Jharia coalfields, iron ore, limestone, dolomite and manganese from Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Geographically, Jamshedpur is the most ideally situated iron and steel center in the country. So, several other industrial plants were set up in the Jamshedpur after TISCO. The manufacture chemicals, locomotive parts, agriculture, equipments, machine, okay, tin plate, cable and wires. Jamshedpur is a well-planned and clean industry city of our country. Detroit, from iron and steel to automobiles. Automobile industry is closely linked to iron and steel industry as it makes use of iron and steel. It is one of the leading industries in the world. It provides jobs for millions of people. Okay, so directly and indirectly, automobiles have enabled people to travel and transport goods further and faster. Auto industry has also reduced the overall cost of transportation by using methods such as mass production, mass marketing, and globalization of production in 1880s. Only about 300 automobiles were built, but there was no real established industry. A century later, with auto makers and auto buyers expanding globally, automobile manufacturing has become the world's largest manufacturing activity. With more than 53 million new vehicles built each year worldwide. So, automobile manufacturers are among the largest companies in the world. So, the three major automobiles manufacturers, General Motors Corporation, Ford Motors Company and Daimler Chrysler, provide the 3/4 of the industry total direct employment in the USA. Detroit, a motor city and one of the USA's leading industrial centers, is known as the automobile capital of the world. It is located in the southeastern part of Michigan state. The city is located between Huron and Erie Lakes on the Great Lakes water system. So this strategic location greatly helped the city's development as it became a major port of the Great Lakes industrial region and is linked to world markets in Europe and Asia. Okay, so shipping in Great Lakes played an important role in the development of Detroit. The city benefited from the large amount of shipping that passed through the Sault Ste. Marie Canal that links Lake Superior and Lake Huron. This made Detroit a transportation hub for the Midwest industrial heartland, and it also emerged as a strong industrial center. This mix of transport and manufacturing activity encouraged the auto industry to take root in Detroit after 1900. So the city convenient location near iron and coal deposits made it is the greatest automobile center of the country. Ransom Ewers opened an early automobile manufacturing unit in 1897 with Henry Ford following close behind. So Detroit also produced machines, weaponry. The Detroit area is also the home of General Motors Corporation, Ford Motor Company and Daimler Chrysler. Farm machinery, machine tools and chemicals are other important products of the region. Steel making, food processing, petroleum refining, printing and publishing and shipbuilding are other industries. Textile industries. Those are a basic human need as are food and shelter. So these are produced in textile industry. Fibers are its raw materials. There are two types of fibers, natural and man-made. So natural fibers are obtained from wool, silk, cotton, linen, jute, asbestos, etc. Whereas man-made fibers include nylon, polyester, acrylic and rayon. Goods produced in textile industries are used as clothing, home furnishing as well as packing materials in industries. So the textile industry is divided on the basis of raw material used in cotton, woolen, silk, jute and the artificial silk and rayon industry. Synthetic. Now we shall know about cotton textile industry. Cotton textile industry. The cotton textile industry is one of the oldest industry in the world. It originated in the Indus Valley about 5,000 years ago. So till the occurrence industrial revolution, cotton cloth was made by hand spinning techniques, yani whale and handloom. So the subsequent industrial revolution in the 18th century brought a phenomenal change in the textile industry. Power looms facilitated development of cotton textile industries. Okay, so first in the Great Britain and later in the other parts of the world, India, China and Japan are the important producers of the cotton textiles. In India, cotton textile industry is an important industry. The muslins of Dhaka, chins of Masolipatnam, calicos of Calicut and gold wrought cotton pieces of Burhanpur, Surat and Vadodara were known worldwide for their quality and design. So the Indian textiles could not survive due to the tough, unfair and unequal competition from the new textile mills in Europe, which produced cheap material. The first successful modern cotton textile mill was established in Mumbai and Bombay in 1854. Availability of cotton within the country, cheap labor, access to British machineries and ideal climatic conditions in the coastal region helped in the growth of modern cotton textile industries. So the two world of wars increased the demand for clothes, which further boosted the development of cotton textile industries. Okay, so it however suffered a setback in 1947 when most of the long staple cotton growing areas went to Pakistan after partition. The industry spread over a large region and there are more than 80 towns and cities known for this industry. So they are distributed in 3 states, namely Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. So this industry employs millions of people directly or indirectly. Okay, so for a long time, India mainly exported raw cotton and yarn. Presently, the country exports ready-made garments as well. So the cotton textile industry has the potential to generate employment for a very large section of the employment. In order to sell its products, India has to compete with countries like China, Bangladesh, Pakistan. A special feature of Indian textile industry is the growth of unorganized sector. Okay, so handloom and power loom, which have produced about 14% and 62% cotton clothes respectively, with the remaining 20% produced by the mill sector. Ahmedabad is often called the Manchester of India. It is located in Gujarat on the banks of Sabarmati. It lies 440 kilometers north of Mumbai. Its first textile mill was set up in 1859. So it grew up simultaneously with Mumbai and became the second largest textile city of India. Ahmedabad had a tradition of spinning and weaving watch, which was utilized in the industry. Being surrounded by the cotton growing region, it has better access to local raw cotton. It could also import quality raw cotton from other countries through the Mumbai port. The city has a better access to internal markets of the country. Now the city has more than 50 mills. It is noted for good quality cotton textiles. In recent years, Ahmedabad textiles mills are in a state of transition as many mills have not upgraded their machines. So for a long time, they could not compete with other textile sectors such as power looms. Many textile mills in the city have been closed down. Employment in textile mills too has gone down. Osaka. Osaka is one of the largest industrial and financial centers of Japan. It ranks among the busiest ports in the nation. It is located in Kinki region. The city is known as Manchester of Japan. It is the most important textile center of Japan. So the extensive plains around it are especially suitable for the growth of cotton textile mills. So the port facilities, import of raw cotton, export of textile, moist and wet climate, cheap women laborers and harbour are the main factors for the development of textile industry in this city. Of late, the cotton textile industry of Osaka has been replaced by other industries such as iron and steel, machinery, shipbuilding, automobiles, electrical equipments and cement. Information technology यानी कि IT industry. The present age is the age of communication. So different and modern means of communication have revolutionized the entire world, which is reflected in social, political, economic and business environment. In fact, these changes have minimized distances to such an extent that the whole world has shrunk to a global village. So globalization has been made possible due to information technology. Nowadays, radio, telephone, telegraph, television, fax and computer connect people in different parts of the world. These have made our lives much comfortable by using different technologies. So we can store, process, okay, and distribute information at a great speed called information technology. So the IT industry also include different services, tasks carried out by people using these machines. So computer and electronic mass media, including telecommunication, radio or television, are a part and parcel of information technology. So the transmission and reception of information technology includes the following section. So which section? Computer network. It comprises of email, internet services, etc. CAM, computer-aided manufacturing, computer-aided design, artificial intelligence, etc., which are developed through computer programming. So these reflect mains abilities and skills in obtaining information and in finding solutions of various problems and questions. Okay, telecommunication. What is it? It comprises of all kinds of telephone services, example ground, cellular and satellite phones. ठीक है? Marketing and banking, it comprises of barcode, electronic fund transfer, e-business, credit card, telemarketing, etc. Other services, it comprises of information codes, transmission and storage, electronic library, education, memory, technology, three-dimensional designs, multimedia, etc. Essential requirements of information technology. Information technology is basically an idea-based industry. An idea of a person can change our life and work style. Risk and capital are involved in translating this idea into a product. A great number of skilled people is required in engineering and computer. So this industry can develop at places where highly trained personnel and educational institutes are available. So besides, there should be close association between industry and researchers so that scientific progress is transformed into products. Cheap manpower and facilities of telecommunication are also essential. Development of information technology. The first digital electronic computer was developed in the US in 1946 for military purposes. The emergence of microelectronics, a sub-industry of electronic industry in the 1970s and the 1980s, led to the subsequent development of information technology in the world. So microelectronics is centered on semiconductor chips and their applications in various telecommunication equipments and computers. Semiconductor is a solid state device which controls the flow of electricity. So as to boost or amplify an electrical sign, computers are essentially composed of millions of such semiconductors chips. Okay. In India, the development of microelectronics began in 1984 in the last 2 decades. Okay, so India's telecommunication sector has achieved enormous growth from 1984-1988. The number of computers has increased manifold the computer. Industries revenues increased fourfold and computer software exports increases fivefold. Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, Delhi, Noida, Gurgaon, Pet, Chandigarh and Tiruvananthapuram are some of the important centers of the information technology. So Indian companies are becoming proficient in chip design, web-based services and telecom software, among other fields. India has emerged as one of the great leaders in this field. Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is located in West Central California. It comprises of a 50 kilometers by 20 kilometers strip of land in Santa Clara country between the cities of San Francisco and San Jose. It is bordered by San Francisco Bay on the east, Santa Cruz Mountains on the west and the Coast Range in the southeast. It is a highly industrialized and developed region in western USA. The Silicon Valley was once called the Valley of Hearts, Delight, which was famous for its apricots, walnuts and various fruits. Today it is considered one of the greatest science parks in the world that contains hundreds of high-tech information technology industries. It is an important information technology center in the USA. Many large companies, such as Intel, the world leader in making microprocessors, Apple computer makers of computer, Hewlett Packard and Sun Microsystems are located at the Silicon Valley. The foundation of Silicon Valley was laid at Stanford University, to support research in the post-World War II period. The university developed Stanford Research Park in 1951. Electronic industries were invited to set up their farms in this park. So, the university provided land and facilities. Professor Frederick Emmons Terman planned this knowledge-based electronic industry region centered in the university. So, he is therefore called father of the Silicon Valley. Standard Research Park opened the boundaries between the university and industries. In 1959, the region was home to approximately 100 IT firms, most of which produced transistor or instruments for military purposes. By 1990, the number of IT firms in the valley increased to 3,200. Today, these firms collectively employ nearly 3 lakhs workers and sell goods worth over 5,50,000 crores. Bengaluru. Bengaluru is the capital city of Karnataka. It is one of the largest city in the country. Okay, so after independence, it has emerged as a major transportation and manufacturing center with varied industries producing communication equipment, machines, tools, aircraft, electric motors, print materials, textiles, footwears, and timepieces. So Bengaluru is the base of India's space program as well. The development of IT industries began in the late 1970s. The city has been ranked the 4th best global hub of technological innovation by the United Nations. It has the highest number of software companies in India with more than 300 software units, including 50 multinational companies. MNCs. Bengaluru accounts for a software export of over 3,700 crores, amounting to nearly 1/3 of national exports. That is why it is called the Silicon Valley of India. So the city currently employs about 1,50,000 software professionals, highest in the world in a given city. So some of the important companies located here in Infosys, a leading developer of software for foreign companies, and Wipro Technologies, a software services company. So concentration of IT companies, availability of English knowing software, programmers in plenty, and well-educated management personnel, etc. have attracted many international companies either to come to Bengaluru or become partners of Bengaluru firms. So it has also been possible because it provides attractive and pleasant living conditions. The Karnataka state government also helped the IT industry to grow the city in a very comfortable position in the IT arena because it offers a wide spectrum of services required for the IT industry. So all topics are covered in this chapter. I hope you all are very well understand this. We will meet you the next class.